We believe that our purpose at the Winspear Center is to fulfill the human need to make and share music. And that means music in all of its facets. Of course, our resident ensemble is the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra, but we also are very lucky to have rock bands and country bands and jazz bands and everything.
The reason we're looking to upgrade the audio system here is we want to improve the quality of sound and the intelligibility that the patrons hear. The additional factor we were looking to do was improve the rejection on stage that the orchestra hears.
One of the constant complaints they had from the old PA is the musicians on stage, it just sounded weird. It didn't sound right, especially when they're doing these louder pop shows. All they're hearing is this kind of low-end woof off the back. It's just not a pleasurable experience for them.
We worked closely with FM Systems and L-Acoustics, collaborating on the project to make sure that the model is correct and that it's going to sound the way that the Winspear would expect.
What I've found with my experience with DBI systems and FM systems, and then later on with L-Acoustics, was it's not just about the product. It's all about the customer service that goes along with it. The reason we went with L-Acoustics was it was the most musical box out of all the runners that we had. We found with the L2, you have a very sleek design from front to side to back. Doesn't matter how you look at it, it looks great on all angles, which is very important when you have people seating on all angles of the PA, including behind. Not only were we able to keep the form factor as small as possible, but we could reach the SPL limits and full frequency spectrum to cover the whole chamber the way we wanted to without losing any intelligibility. Another factor why we chose the L2 is you have the option to run it in either cardioid or supercardioid configuration. For our left and right, we'll run it in supercardioid, which means more rejection on stage for the symphony application. But when we incorporate the center cluster, it'll run in cardioid, so we're still getting that rejection on stage, but it'll nicely balance between the left and right. Friday, we had the opportunity for the first time to turn on the PA and listen to it with music, and we were blown away. First thing I did was I wanted to go to these particular spots that I knew were problems in the past, and at this point we hadn't done any tuning. And we were already blown away with how much improvement it was over the previous system.
The funny part is that you don't notice it. I remember walking from the front row all the way to the back of the chamber and not noticing that I didn't notice a difference. Until I turned around, I'm like, wait, I'm not hearing any of those typical line array weirdness and those kind of comb filters and those kind of sounds. It just sounds good everywhere.
The unique thing about the L2 cabinets is that you're essentially taking 4 cabinets, combining them into one. It's pre-engineered, so you don't end up with any cancellations due to spacing or aiming.
As we were wandering around and checking the rejection on stage, which was amazing, our admin team happened to be meeting upstairs.
I remember when we walked into the room, within seconds, we all got emotional about it. Like, 2 tears in our eyes, and like, wow. It's like taking your relatives that have never been to the Rocky Mountains before and seeing it through their eyes. We had that feeling of a new audio experience. It's a different sensation.
The fact that they were moved made me so happy that it wasn't something that was just improvement for myself that I would notice, but that anyone would notice.
With our former PA system, different performers could not hear each other on stage. But now, you can.
If the musicians can hear themselves well, that means that they can play better. That means that the experience for the audience, not only because of the PA, but because the musicians on stage are having a better experience. I know that we have the best solution for this space, beyond immeasurable.
I have the pleasure that I can hear this room every day. Not only do I get to hear this room every day, but I get to hear it in a whole new light and a whole new sound. It's just going to be amazing.